What is going on, guys? I am Delusions, and today we are going to be talking about gear progression. Now, everyone can look at gear progression as something different in their own eyes, but essentially it all gets us to the same place. We want to get stronger. Okay, so when I am talking with my guild, when I am talking with other guilds, um, I am always trying to build them up on the right things to be doing. And what I always recommend is if you are farming for a specific set. So, for instance, let's say that you just started out, you're trying to make some ground, and you're trying to progress your character. Everybody starts off with the 0th set. Okay? In my eyes, what you should always be doing, and this is no matter if it's upgraded, if it's not, as soon as you're able to get that gear, get it. If you can get your entire set completed, and this is just for your main set gear, not talking about rings or necklaces, um, just your main gear. You get all of that gear, you have it equipped, it's time to start thinking about the next boss. Now, for a lot of people just starting out, getting to those stronger bosses is going to require help, and that's where your guild comes in. If you can, join a strong guild or someone's guild that has some high combat power players that can help with those higher level bosses. So for instance, if I'm sitting here and I am running on my ancient bosses, if I just turned level 280 and I have already started acquiring my gear, let's say by 300 I have my entire set for third set. I then need to be seeking out that person that can, in my guild, that can farm the level 400 boss. Because every ancient battlegrounds that you go to starts off with the level that you can enter and then finishes with the level that's going to start your next set. Um, so when you hear that and you're thinking about it, always keep in mind, if I get my entire set, how can I get the next set? And then if you've got your guild support, they're going to be building you up. The ones that are already able to farm it are going to be selling it in the auction house. Um, Announce what you need in your guild. Say, hey, look, I'm looking for fourth set pieces, specifically the boots and the pants. And say, hey, are you okay if I just put a minimum bid on there instead of buying it out? And chances are they're going to be just fine with it so that you can progress. Because again, we're all in this to help each other. So, with that in mind, you're progressing, you're getting your sets. Now we need to start thinking about what comes after those, acquiring those sets. And that's with all the upgrades, all of the evolutions. Um, if you're on third set, now you're looking at awakening your gear. Then you're looking at set pieces when you hit level 350. All of these things can be very overwhelming, but the thing that you should be focusing on the most is what you can control. So, one, you can't control when your awakening stones or your awakening jewels drop, and you can't control what set materials are going to drop for you. So, that being said, that leaves us with upgrading and doing our equipment evolutions. Now, as we progress through our upgrades, it's good to set small goals. Hitting these different milestones, so for instance, getting everything from your weapons to your helmet, chest, gloves, pants, and boots to 7 is going to unlock another set of attributes that's going to help benefit your character and your account. And then you're going to see that every single time that you hit these milestones, and every one of them is going to be a little bit different. But essentially, they're all designed so that they gradually increase over time. Um, and that is what you're going to strive to hit. I'm not saying rush straight out and get everything to plus 16. Of course, that's a nice goal for late game, but you want to make sure that you're not bottlenecking your account or slowing down your progression just to hit that one specific thing. Um, Once you feel like you've had enough of your upgrades or you're at a comfortable spot, switch over to evolutions. Specifically, when you're talking on the third set, um, in order to awaken your items, they need to be evolved to level 2. When you are starting to talk about set crafting, then you need to start stepping that evolution up to level 4. All of these things you can do in time because it's all going to be expensive. Now, you see these steep numbers down here, 6,500. I've seen upgrades and evolutions and stuff cost well into the hundreds of thousands. When you're starting to talk rapid growth. But again, it's not a race, it's a marathon. It doesn't matter exactly how fast we get there as long as we're getting there. Um, so all of these things add up and they all revolve around how many garnets you can bring in. So anytime that my guildmates are running through and doing their dailies, I always really push them to make sure that they are maximizing everything that they can, whether it be running the highest boss so that they can get um, better gear, um, or pushing the highest lupercal, because again, that's one thing that can really push you over the top. If you are running 5 plunders a day, that's just your plunders. You can always assist people to get more. I would say that the average player, whether they're free to play or pay to play, um, they're going to be seeing a garnet income of somewhere between 10,000 to 25 to 30 or even more, just depending on your luck and the items that are dropping for you that you could then turn around and, for example, craft into wings or sell on your guild auction house or the main auction house. All of these forms of income are going to be the foundation of what's going to progress your gear. Um, because without any of that, you're just left with just the bare bones set that you get from boss drops. Um, but we've got to make sure that we're in a good place with our guild. We're asking for that help. We're letting them know what we need, and then pushing forward and taking advantage of these small goals that we set for ourselves, um, things that we hope to achieve. One of the things that has helped me out tremendously is every time that I go into Land of Demons, we all collect those garnet jewels. Every time I collect a garnet jewel, it goes into my storage. I pick a certain day out of every week that I open up all of those garnet jewels. Typically, it's on the weekend because I'll have a little bit more free time right after um, double XP on Saturday. Um, Gives us a little bit of extra time off in Land of Demons so we can really capitalize on all of those gains. And then once we cash them all out, we're usually left throughout the process of a week with somewhere around, I would say, 50,000 garnets, which could be huge for somebody that's not seeing that much coming in every day. And everything that I sell, from gear drops or selling wings, all of that stays up here. Yes, I try to save it, but I use that as, okay, I need to do this. I need to buy this. I need to get this. All of that goes from those garnets there. And everything that's in my storage with the garnet jewels, I just forget about until the day that I need to open them. I call that play money, because it really doesn't matter because you're going to get more garnets from your Guild Boss auction. You're going to get more from your Castle Siege auction. And then again, from selling various materials and gear, all of these things come back to our progression. That's how we're going to be able to purchase our awakening jewels if we're not getting them as drops. That's where we're going to be able to purchase our upgrade materials. Because even though these are common drops that you can find almost anywhere in the game, they don't drop as often as you would think. So that leaves us to going through and acquiring them from the garnet shop, paying 150, or if we're looking for Jewels of Evolution, 300. And then, if we're really talking about it, now we're trying to buy Jewel of Moonlight, and that's 500 garnets apiece. Like, all of these things get quite expensive as we progress into these later stages of the game. So having a good plan in your head and small goals that you want to achieve every day, every other day, something is going to help drive you a little bit further every single time. And then by the time you run into the weekend and you're finally able to open up all of those garnet jewels that you have been stored in your storage, now you've got some stuff to really mess around with. You could come back into the garnet shop, buy your rings. You could go and pick up a new pet. You could get a new mount. You could turn around and buy an hourglass to help you out on days that we have double XP. We have those opportunities to gain extra contribution. Um, or if, let's say we missed the entire week and we decided that we wanted to get all of our contribution back, or the biggest portion that we can. If you pop one of those hourglasses, now you're going to be getting substantially more garnet jewels coming in, with the downside that it's going to double the amount of time um, that's decreasing every second or every minute that you're in Land of Demons. It is a big trade-off, but there's a lot to gain from it. But I want to thank you all for watching this video, and if you have questions, if there's something that you notice that I didn't cover that you think needs to be mentioned, please let me know. I want to be able to cover all of the information in the most accurate way as I can. Or even if there's something that you guys would like to see, shoot me a message, leave a comment, subscribe, join our Discord if you want to. Um, we're all here to help each other, and we can't help if you don't ask the questions. But with all that being said, I am Delusions, and I am out. Take care.